On this day, December 30, our national hero Sir Rizal gave his life on this hallowed ground, an ideal manifestation of love of country and dedication to the service of our people. It was therefore fitting the farmers of our Constitution should decree the highest official of the land shall be called upon assume office on historical occasion within deep humanity. I accept the nation call to duty. Bound by the oath I just have taken, I am resolved that I shall be president not only for the member of my party, but of all political group. I shall be president not only for the rich but more so of the poor, and I shall be president not only of one sector, but all the people. The primary function of the president is not to dispense favor, but to dispense justice. The primary oath of office contains the precious pledge to do justice every man. This shall not remain empty words for God's help. I shall do justice to every citizen, no matter how exalted or how humble may this situation in life. As we open a new era in life for our nation, let us measure the task before us and set forth our goals. Our aims are twofold. First, to solve immediate problems of the present, and second, to build materials and spiritual for the future. Our first mission is the solution of the problem of corruption. We assume leadership at a time when our nation is the throne of moral degeneration unprecedented in our national history. Never within the span of a human memory has gift permitted every level of government. The solution of this problem shall call the exercise of tremendous persuasive power of the presidency. I shall consider it, therefore, my duty to set personal example of in honesty and uprightness. We must prove that ourselves is not a nation of hopelessness grafts, but a race of good, decent men and women. I intended to do more than this. Among the appropriate measures I shall take to ensure the eradication of this social cancer is to assume moral and political responsibility of the general state of public morality in the country. Our second mission is to attain self-efficiency food of our people, namely rice and corn. The elemental needs of every people are food, clothing, and shelter. We shall give impetus to industry that will provide clothing for our population at reasonable price. In collaboration of private enterprise, we shall invigorate the nation of housing program and devote particular attention to proper housing of countrymen who earn the lowest income and indigent who live under subhuman conditions. While attending to the people needs to adequate cloth and shelter, the urgent emphasis shall be on their needs for staple food. While cooperation of Congress, we shall launch the implement a rice and corn program that bring about sufficiency in the production of this cereal and make them available at a price with the reach of masses. Basic national problem in the poverty of masses, our third mission, therefore, is the creation of conditions that will provide our income for our people, income for those who have none and more income for those who earns inadequate for their elemental needs. Millions of our people are unemployed and millions of are unemployed and millions of are underemployed. We must rectify this situation to help our people attain a higher level of living and create the domestic buying power that can help generate prosperity unless resolved in time. This problem will worsen to the point of disaster in view of population explosion. The permanent solution of this problem is rapid and sound utilization of our vast and rich national resources. In order to create opportunities of employment, we believe that the effective accomplishment of this task should be left on citizens themselves, and this is to private enterprise. But the government can and should help. Our administrator shall extend this help within the maximum financial capacity of government. We shall initiate and carry out programs to help solve unemployment and underemployment through massive production and labor-intensive projects calculated to create multiple job opportunities while at the same time increasing the production and productivity and wealth of the land. Our first mission is to launch the bold but well-formulated socio-economic program that shall place in the country on the road to prosperity for all our people. I shall present this program in First State of the Nation message to Congress next month of the consideration and support our lawmaking body. In a sense, the program will call of return the free and private enterprise. The program will also aim the propelling the nation along the path of progress, first through the dynamic development of our resources under a system of free and private enterprise, and second by the implementation of social program of the masses under the direction of government. I strongly believe in the place the burden of economic development in the hands of private entrepreneurs with the less government interference while making the government assume the full responsibility implementing the social and public welfare program. I believe in a private enterprise because I have faith in the Filipino. I am convinced that if in his future is placed his own hands and conditions are created in which he may seek his prosperity and crave his own destiny, with his integrity, talent, industry, and sense of sacrifice. He shall surmount attendant difficulties, husband, a natural bounty that God has bestowed for his well-being, effectively provide for his needs and transformation our country and early times into land abundance, not only for favor few but for each and every Filipino. While our economy's problems are integrated and character, we must concern the plight of common man and imperative of justice. We must help bridge and wide gap between poor man and the man of wealth by not pulling down the rich at his level as communists desire by raising the poor upward for more abundance of life. This is democracy supreme endeavors. I shall therefore from this day onward generously exert all efforts to increase productivity of the farm and the labor to take the common man specific method to lighten his burdens, to give land and landless and in time to place with means initial commodities for decent life. It's not only the task to solve the immediate problems of the present and build materials for the future. The structure of republic must be built not only upon the materials but more so our spiritual foundation. Our fifth mission, therefore, establish the practice and the example of strengthening the moral fiber of our nation and reintroduce those values that would invigorate our democracy. This we shall seek through the formal modes of reform, through enforcement of status, and wherever feasible, through the power of example. I shall ardently endeavor to set tone not only for integrity, but also for simple living, hard work, and dedication of national well-being. This is then the synthesis of our mission to trust that's been placed in our hands by our people. We are called upon to attend to all functions of government, including foreign relationship, in which we shall vigorously discharge our part in the struggle against communists and strive into rise prestige of our republic before the family of nation, while ministering all the traditional public service in accomplishment of these five missions that we must place stress and primary attention for solution will facilitate the effective administration of all essential public service of government is duty bound to the maintain. It is incorrect to say that we are out of solve of the problems of the nation. No president can do that. Nation building exerting the endless endeavor. No president can build whole in defense of the nation. All he called upon to do is add to fine stone of the edifice, so that those who shall come after him may add another fine stone that will go for a strong and enduring structure. I stress anew that stone will are assigned to contribute the edifice of Greater Philippines is first to attend short-range problem of sufficiently stable full of people and more employment, and second, to undertake a long-range task moral renaissance of the implementation of a socio-economic blueprint, which although is immediately achieved properly, will lead to the prosperity of our people. I believe that this is mission formidable enough for any president. It is endeavor that calls utmost use sound judgment, energy, and above all partisanism, which is demand of all of us, yet addressing itself to leader the three great branch of our government. It requires of our part of all transfigure attitude of political partnership to statement in deliberation of Congress on proclamation of the President and the Vice President. The leaders of the member Congress demonstrated the capacity of rise above partisan politics and proved that themselves equal to challenge partisanism. I express the hope of this congressional performance will not mere voluntary congregation of undeniable politics facts of willful congregation that needs setting aside political partnership in this time national crisis and insert the bipartisan collaboration of common task of providing in the least time of possible life decent of property of the people. Above all, this mission requires the support of people. No program can succeed without popular sustain. We shall need the faith of that support democrated by our people in our election against appealing ads. The benefit effect of some of concrete steps that we shall take may not immediately evident. That may, in fact, the instantly visible will adverse the transitory precaution that in time will clear the way for the final favorable outcome. In those includes anxiety, we shall need the full trust of confidence of our people. And we assure now that we shall deserve the trust and confidence that because in all our action we shall never divert from the course of the integrity, sincerity, and devotion of the welfare of the nation. In the past, electoral combat of our people showed the strength of democracy in this part of the world, bringing the peace change administrator through the ballot, not through the bullet. Simultaneously, democracy displayed the splendor by showing the under aegis of a poor man who sprang from the humbleness of origin who not right attain the riches can reach the presidency of the republic. I am who the sovereign of will democracy has chosen as means of exhibition of the reality is virtue for offering equal opportunities to reach the poor alike and now call upon the proof that such gift opportunity to our humble citizens shall not be in vain. With God's grace and support of all citizens and good faith and our common people in particular, I pray with all my heart and soul, and I shall not fail in my trust.